Welcome back. Alright guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Zach with Zacks Books, and today I've got with me again
Danielle, woohoo!
Yes, she's back. We saw the nice feedback, and so we figured we'd get her back on the other side of the camera again. And we got another little video for you. We have a thriller book tag.
The Thrilling Thrillers book tag.
So we're very excited. We got questions in front of us. We have got books in front of us.
We'll link them all down below.
Yes, we will have these linked down below. I believe we have physical copies for all of them.
I don't know, we'll see.
We'll figure it out. But yeah, no, there's 9 questions.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our other channel, where you'll see the both of us all the time doing random stuff. And should we get started?
I believe it's time to get started.
Let's go!
Let's get started with question number 1.
Okay, number 1. What was the last thriller you bought? Well, we just talked about this in the last video we did together, but we got Getaway by Zoe Stage. Do you want to read the blurb inside?
So the J is silent. I messed that up in that video. So the blurb says, a cinematic and terrifying new thriller about 3 friends who hike into the wilds of the Grand Canyon, only to find it's not so easy to leave the world behind. It was supposed to be the perfect week away.
This was an August release that he put in his August release, this video. And yeah, it was one that I was excited to read, and
I can't. Did you read this?
No, not yet.
Okay. So we're both excited to read it eventually. But yeah, no, so some of the questions we differ on answers, and some of them it's the same. This is one that is the same because obviously we buy at the same time. So
right.
This was the last one that was scanned on the receipt. We got the receipt to prove it. But yeah, no, this is the thriller that we bought most recently. We're both very jazzed about it and excited to read it.
So yeah, there's number 1. And then number 2 says, show us the thriller you recently added to your TBR. And mine is Hostage by Claire McIntosh. I was sent this book a while ago, and I wasn't like in a rush to read it, but now I am. And it says, you can save hundreds of lives, or the one that matters most. So I'm pretty sure this entire book is set literally on an airplane, and I love, what is it called, like isolated thrillers. I guess that'll be getting into a question later.
Yes, don't spoil too much.
But yeah, so this one is definitely on my September TBR, and yeah, you just read an airplane book.
Yeah, was it The Falling or just Falling?
I think it was Falling, and I can't remember who the author was. But
I think it was actually on a recent reads. I think I talked about it in a recent reads. We can have it linked up above me. Pointing at the right spot this time.
Yeah.
But we can link that up there. It's the same kind of concept. Maybe I haven't read that one, so I don't know.
What was the last thriller you recently added to your TBR?
Which mine was actually in my September TBR, which I don't know if that's out yet, but if it is, we'll link it up here. If it's not, wait for it to come out and check it out.
We also talked about this in the book alt we just posted together, too.
Yes, so just look at everything that just kind of pops up there. But yeah, that was In My Dreams, I Hold a Knife by Ashley Winstead. So this was, it's a really cool cover. I mentioned this in the video that her and I did together, that is a pair of scissors, that is not a knife, but I don't know if that's what they're going for. But the blurb says, 6 friends, 1 college reunion, 1 unsolved murder. And that kind of got me thinking, like, One by Ruth Ware, or
Dark Academia. Which also will go with a question coming up soon, too.
So, but yeah, no, it's
I want to read this, too.
It sounds like a cool concept. It's something that I've read before, and it kind of is a really cool concept to talk about. Again, we'll come up with it later. But yeah, this was the one that made it to my TBR list most recently.
Nice. Question 3. What thriller did you have high expectations for, but ultimately let you down?
Ironically enough, we actually came up with the same author, just different books.
Do you want to go first?
I can go first.
Okay.
So the one that I picked, when I read Riley Sager, I read Home Before Dark first. And then I went back to read his other books. So the one I had really high expectations for was Final Girls. And it let me down big time. So, again, this will answer another question later, so I can't really talk about that much. But this concept doesn't really float well with me all that much. The only one that has is the Final Girl Support Group by Grady Hendrix. That's the only one that's really
Which was still only like an average rating.
Well, yeah, I mean, we did a Riley... Not a Riley Sager. We did
a Riley Sager analysis video where you did a hate rant about this book. And we can link that up here too.
just pay attention to anything that pops up, because there are a lot of things are popping up. And we did a Grady Hendrix ranking video, that has got my ranking for it. I'm pretty sure out of the 5 I've read, I think it came in 3rd place or something like that. Maybe 4th, I don't remember. But yeah, no, this was not a favorite. Let's see if there's a little blurb. First there were 3, then there were 2. Can there only ever be one final girl? Can there only ever be one final girl? Yeah, I don't even want to read the blurb. But yeah, no, it just didn't work for me. So
I have not read that one yet. And I'm not sure that I want to.
Don't waste your time on it.
Okay.
But we do own it.
Mine is Survive the Night by Riley Sager. I read Lock Every Door, and I loved that Riley Sager a lot. This one, I was so excited for it to come out, and it was the ending that did not do it for me. And I can't really get into it because, obviously, spoilers, but the ending worked for him, and it did not work for me.
I absolutely love the ending of this book. It's my second all-time... No, it's actually my favorite all-time Riley Sager book. It's
really close with Home Before Dark.
Yeah.
But yeah, the ending did not work for me with this one. I think I originally rated this 4. It's kind of like a 3.5, I would say, overall. Now that I'm like a couple months removed, but that was definitely my low expectation read. And I also read that, obviously, this year because it came out this year. So, next up, what tropes do you love and hate in thriller books? I guess I'll go first since he's hydrating up. I hate the mental illness used as a plot twist or something, because I think that's it's too easy to do.
Should we give an example or no?
No, because it's a plot twist.
That's true.
So I can't give an example, but yeah. And then I would say the tropes that I love in books. My favorite board game is Clue. I love anything that's kind of like a whodunit. Give me an example is Not a Happy Family by Sherry Lapina, which we both just read. I want a ton of suspects, and I love family dramas. So I love when it's family oriented, and I want to see I want to figure out who did the murder, and yeah, I want to start narrowing down suspects and everything. So that's a good book. I recommend that, and he did too. But yeah, that would be probably the trope I love the most. I also like Dark Academia, which is what we were talking about with whatever. In My Dreams I Hold a Knife. So yeah, that would be my trope I love and hate, and you kind of just gave away what trope you hate.
Yeah, the trope I hate is the whole the final girl concept, and it's annoying because for me it works in cinema, it works in movies like Alien, the Evil Dead remake was another good one that had a final girl concept. But I mean, those worked for me in a movie form, but for books it just doesn't work, and I really don't know why.
Yeah.
In terms of ones I like, I mean, pretty much the same thing as Danielle.
I was gonna say.
The whodunits are really good. I don't dig really deep into the whole trope aspect that much, so I don't really know a whole lot about tropes with.
You like the isolated settings, one by one, where they're trapped in at a resort or something, and you've liked ones like that.
But yeah, those would be my least favorite, my favorite tropes for thriller books.
Number 5, recommend an underrated thriller. Would you like to go first, or would you like me to?
We'll go ladies first this time.
Okay, mine would be The New Husband by DJ Palmer. I have never heard anyone else talk about this book before. Let me see if there's a blurb. So it's kind of long. It says, what makes Simon Fitch so perfect? He knows all her favorite foods. Her son adores him. He anticipates her every need. The perfect husband. He checks all the boxes. The question is why. So this book I thought was so good. We actually talked about this in one of the videos I was on, like, way earlier in your channel.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, I haven't heard anyone talk about this, and it's about a husband has, like, gone missing 2 years ago, and so the mom...
He's presumed dead.
Yeah, he's presumed dead.
But I think the daughter, like, doesn't believe it, or one of the kids... One of the kids doesn't believe that he's actually dead, and, like, something's going on. Right.
The daughter doesn't believe that he's dead, and so the mom of these 2 kids has a new fiance, and the daughter does not like him and, like, gets bad vibes from him, and you're trying to figure out why, and you know, there's a lot of twists in this one, and I would really recommend it because, like I said, I haven't heard a single person talk about this on BookTube or Bookstagram. So
I enjoyed the hell out of it too, because I remember.
Yeah, you read it too.
Because as soon as she finished it, she was like, "Zach, you need to read this."
Mm-hmm. It was a good one.
Typically, when she reacts like that, it's usually a good book for me to read too. So,
what's yours?
So mine is Here and Gone by Halen Beck. So this book I read with. You've talked about it a few times. I've talked about it a few times. I don't remember if it's in a... I think it's in a video. I don't remember. But the premise with this... I'll see if there is a blurb in here. There is not.
I haven't heard anyone talk about this either.
Yeah, no.
And it's a really short one.
It's actually... Yeah, it's an older book, too. I don't think it's that new. But by what I understand, by what I can remember with this, is it's about a woman who gets pulled over by a police officer. She's got 2 kids in the back seat. The police officer is kind of being douchey. And ultimately what ends up happening is the police officer, like, takes the kids and, like, then the woman gets brought in for drugs and she gets questioned and then she says, "Where are my kids?" And the police officer suddenly's like, "What kids?"
And then it goes from there.
As if, like, you didn't have any. And then it takes a lot of twists, and it's a really solid story. It's a really good book. You find out, like, why she's got the 2 kids, like, where's the husband. You find out all that stuff. It's such a really solid book. I really enjoyed it. I think I ended up giving it 5 stars.
Yeah.
I think it was in top thriller books of the year so far.
Yep.
I think it was in a video like that. But it was a really solid book, and I really enjoyed it. And
I want to read it.
Not a lot of people talk about it.
Yeah, it's one that I want to read. Number 6. I am not going to be answering this because you'll understand why. Pick 3 thrillers from your shelves. 2 you've read and 1 you haven't. Get your viewers to comment which one they haven't read. You guys don't know many of the thrillers that I've read, so this is just a Zach question, and this doesn't... He's basically gonna show you the 3, and
you guys in the comments are supposed to guess which one I actually have not read.
Yeah, so this is a quick question because we can't talk about it.
It's basically 2 truths and a lie. 2 of these I've read, and 1 of them I have not. So you guys have to guess in the comments.
What are the 3?
Which one I did not read. The first one is The Chalk Man by C.J. Tudor.
Okay.
The next one is Every Vow You Break by Peter Swanson.
Okay.
And the other one is The Return by Rachel Harrison.
All right.
So your job in the comments is to figure out which one I have not read. And no, there is not a prize. It's just a fun game within the video we're doing. So
nice.
Play along. Just because there's no prize, don't be a party pooper. But let me know what you think I have not read between those 3 books. Because I read 2 of them, and they were solid books.
Okay.
Don't look at Goodreads either, please. That's cheating.
Number 7. People are often intimidated by the thriller genre. Recommend a thriller for beginners. We both have the same answer, and it is pretty much anything by this author, but we chose The Couple Next Door by Sherry Lapina because this was one of the first thrillers we read when we both got back into reading. It's a very beginner level thriller. It's very fast paced, so you can read it literally in one sitting. And
it was a very good book.
I
honestly think it was it was one of the first thriller books I think I read in general.
Yeah. A twisty roller coaster ride of lies, betrayal, and the secrets between husbands and wives. How far would you go if pushed past your limit? Dun dun dun. So, yeah, I really recommend this book. This one is the book that I've lent out to several people who are trying to get into thrillers, such as my little sister and her friend. I've given it out to a couple friends who I want to get into the thriller genre. So, yeah, it's an easy read, and
I've never lent a book to a person. I just have an issue with it.
yeah, because you think you're never going to get them back.
Well, if I've got like 7 copies of a book, I need to make sure I keep all 7 because I have a tally of them, especially if it's Stephen King.
Oh my gosh. Okay. And then last question. Question number 8.
What is your all-time favorite thriller?
This was hard for me.
I literally reached for this book in a matter of nanoseconds.
Mine, I'll let you go last since it's your channel. You end it with a bang.
But you're the guest, so I'll go first. So the book I picked is The Plot by, I still don't know if I'm saying it right, Jean Hanff Korelitz.
Yep.
So this book was by no means anything I thought was going to be good. I thought, for no particular reason either, it was a Danielle pick. You read this before me, right?
No. I suggested it to him to read,
because
and he
you
read
had heard
it.
a lot of things about it.
Yep, and then he read it, and I read it after him because he was like, this was a really good one. So this was one of the rare occasions where you read the thriller first, and then I followed you.
Oh, is because I had just read Secret Garden, and somebody said that this was like pretty close to Secret Garden, Secret Window by Stephen King, and I did a whole video on this, and it's not really that close at all. But
this book was really good.
It literally was one of the biggest surprises ever.
Yeah.
Let me see if there's a little
We've
blurb.
talked about it a lot. Well, he's talked about it a lot on his channel.
The blurb is literally just the definition of the word plot, so I don't think it's really worth it to read it.
You can give a brief synop.
So pretty much what ends up happening is there is this professor at a college who teaches writing classes. He is I believe he's an author as well.
Mm-hmm. He's a struggling author.
Yeah, he was struggling. He had written one good thing, and then like everyone's like, "Give us more," and he's like, "I can't." And he like kept saying he needs more time, whatever. So on the side, he starts teaching at a university, and what ends up happening is there's like this douchey kid in one of his classes. But he like has this really good writing ability, and he writes this really cool story, lets the teacher read it, and then the kid dies. And teacher's conflicted with writing the book that this kid did and continuing on with it, just kind of letting it be as it is. I mean, you can kind of make it, because I think I did
Yeah, we can't talk about it much more.
I did a video on this.
This was a really good book, basically.
Well, it's very hard to not spoil this book. Like, basically what I said, even a little bit of what I said, like, some of it's still kind of spoilerish, but, like, you can't really talk about this book and not spoil it. It's, like, very hard to. Like,
okay.
So, but yeah, that's why this is my all-time favorite. It's such a good book. It's solid. 5 stars. So, let's get to Danielle's pick.
My all-time favorite thriller is one I also read this year, and then I made Zach read it afterwards, and it is Confessions by Kanae Minato. This says, her pupils murdered her daughter. Now she will have her revenge. That's exactly what it is. So this teacher knows that students in her class murdered her daughter, and she's basically like telling us her plot for revenge, but you're following different perspectives of people who have confessions about, like, basically their point of view.
I think there's 3. You follow the students, the teacher, and then I think there's another person you follow too.
I think you follow a parent's perspective.
Yeah, I think one of the, yeah.
But it's a short book, but I will say it's going to take you a minute to get through because the chapters are super long, and you really need to pay attention to the details. There
is no quotations when somebody is talking either. That is one of the things that turned me away from it. At first, I started this book a little after she told me to, and I got a little bit through it, and I'm just like, I'm not following a damn thing. I don't know what's going on.
No.
Then she had me reread it. No, that's what happened.
You initially read it and didn't like it. And then I read it, finished it, and I was like, you gotta hold on, man.
Yeah, I had started it. I like couldn't get through it because I was confused with like the no quotes, anything like that.
Yeah.
I think was doing something at the time like while I was reading, so I was like not really like focused 100%. And then she read it and she immediately was like, Zach, you need to finish this darn book because it's my favorite thriller of all time. Like finish the book. So
I like the plot too, though. That's up there in the favorite.
If I didn't grab that first, I feel like she probably would have picked that one.
No, I definitely was always going to pick this. But the next one, I guess technically question 9 says, tag some fellow thriller lovers, and you're all tagged. If you like thrillers, do the tag. You know?
I don't really have a single person to point out specifically, but I would love to see any of you guys really do this tag. Because that would be really exciting. I'd like to know your picks and your ideas for your thrillers. So,
anyway, these are a collection of some of our favorite thrillers and thriller recommendation. This is basically thriller recommendations video too.
and some that aren't, like Final Girls and, well,
yeah, with
for
a couple
you,
in there
you
that
Survive the Night. Me, I would recommend Survive the Night.
Yeah. I am curious to see which one of these books people think that you have not read. Because we chose books that aren't talked about much on this channel to try and, tease you a little bit. But anyway, should we wrap this thing up?
I think we should.
Cool. It's your channel.
Alright guys, so this was the video, this was the list, very fun stuff. Again, thank you to Danielle for sitting in front of the camera again instead of behind it.
Thank you for having me.
It was very fun. Maybe we'll have another one soon, you never know. But yeah, let us know your picks. But also don't forget to comment on which book I have not read out of the 3 that we showed you earlier, because I'm very intrigued to know who knows.
Also comment your all-time favorite thriller.
Yeah, let me know your all-time favorite thriller,
because...
yeah.
Because we love Rex.
She stole my line.
Anyway, we'll link all of these down below.
Yes, these will be linked down below if you want to take a look at them. So yeah, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Later.